Hello my friends and welcome back. Today we are doing the second in our little Naturium post-quarantine binge. We are talking about alpha arbutin 1% essence today. First off, thank you so much for joining me. I know it has been a hard year for all of us. I am still catching up on a number of reviews that I need to do, so there'll be a lot of content coming, so stay with me. But today we are doing a Naturium review, alpha arbutin 1% essence. Now, there is a 2% serum and then this essence in the Naturium line right now. I love that Naturium is doing such a good job with diverse textures. So like we've seen with their niacinamide, there are a number of different products that all have different textures and mildly different percentages, but just letting you get these superhero ingredients into your routine however you like it best. The hero ingredient in this is the 1% alpha arbutin. We'll talk a little bit more about what that does in a minute, but it also has a nice host of ingredients that are gonna help support those endeavors. So it's gonna help brighten your skin, it's gonna help balance it and keep your skin healthy and moisturized. Of course, it has sodium hyaluronate in it, or hyaluronic acid, because that's in everything these days. That helps with penetration enhancement, so helps your other products get a little bit deeper into your skin and hold on tight so that they can do the work they need to do. Along with those is glycerin and beta-glucan and a number of saccharides that are gonna help. All of that's gonna help with humectant activity, so keeping moisture in your skin, as well as being nice and soothing because they have a nice skin reparative factor. I guess let's talk about ingredients first. So they love propanediol. I guess let's talk about ingredients first. So propanediol is a wonderful penetration enhancer, mild moisturizer, mild humectant. It does have some sort of film forming effect, but usually it goes away pretty quickly in a nice balanced formula like this. So really it's just helping your products get to where they need to go in your skin. Then we have alpha arbutin, which is the 1% concentration in this product. That is a skin brightener. It's one of the gold standards. It's very similar to hydroquinone in its effect because once it gets down into your skin, there are enzymes that break it down and it metabolizes into hydroquinone. Now, before we go crazy, hydroquinone gets a bad rap. It's a very intense ingredient and it does a very good job of brightening skin. It is a dermatologist's gold standard for brightening skin in hyperpigmentation and melasma, all of those settings. It just prevents that tyrosinase enzyme from converting melanin and activating that. So it works very well. Gets a bad rap because you have to be very specific about how long, when, what concentrations, all of that. The bonus that happens when you use it in the alpha arbutin form is that it will break down in your skin slowly, so you aren't getting that shock factor. I don't actually know what the breakdown percentage turns out to be, but it breaks down to significantly less hydroquinone that winds up active on your skin. All of that is to say, you're gonna get the benefits of a brightening ingredient that's been used for decades without the irritating and scary side effects. That said, with any active ingredient, it's a good idea to start out slow, work your way up to it. You can use this up to twice a day. If you're really trying to tackle things like melasma or large amounts of hyperpigmentation or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, obviously you're gonna wanna use it more often. Anytime you're trying to deal with hyperpigmentation, make sure you're using an SPF every single day. There is some literature to suggest that using something that's tinted with iron oxides, which is a pretty common mineral-based pigment for cosmetics and all manner of skincare, it's very safe stuff. People seem to do a better job of getting rid of their hyperpigmentation and melasma. So, something to keep in mind. If you're trying to tackle dark spots of any kind, wear a sunscreen every day. If you can make it a tinted sunscreen, that's so much better. But something with iron oxides plus a pigment suppression ingredient like alpha arbutin are a wonderful combination. Back to ingredients. So alpha arbutin, then we have some glycerin, which is a wonderful humectant and skin reparative ingredient. We've got sodium hyaluronate or hyaluronic acid, ubiquitous humectant, biosaccharide gum, which is a nice humectant and reparative ingredient. It's also very soothing, has some antioxidant activity to it. Beta-glucan is sort of an up-and-coming humectant that has more skin-soothing properties than hyaluronic acid does usually, and just seems to be a little bit more cosmetically elegant, and people enjoy it a little bit better. So it's in there, it's great stuff. Then we get into orange extract and some sunflower oil and some antioxidants. So just a good formula for getting that alpha-arbutin in. The antioxidants in here are double duty. They are both protecting the formula as well as protecting your skin from free radical damage, so hooray. And as usual, Naturium uses a phenoxyethanol preservative system, which is fine, pretty good for sensitive skin. It does what it's supposed to do. The only callouts that I have are Algin, which is a seaweed-derived thickening agent. It's interesting that this is in there. It is a naturally derived thickening agent, but Inky Decoder flags it as being a level 4 irritant and level 4 for comedogenicis, so likely to be a pore clogging ingredient. And then also polyglycerol 3-diosteroid. Steroid. That one is a level 4 comedogenic ingredient, according to Inky Decoder. If I haven't mentioned it before, I rely on Inky Decoder a lot. They do a great job of breaking down what ingredients do what, and they're a lot more impartial and a lot more science-based than EWG. So worth it if you're looking for an ingredient breakdown, and lots of education there, especially on things like retinols and vitamin C's and acids. They do just a great breakdown that is research-based and very easy to understand. So with the inclusion of Algin, it's very far down on the list, so I don't think that'll be a big problem, but if you're super acne prone, maybe look for a different option. I haven't noticed any additional clogged pores when using this, but take it for what it's worth. As far as packaging goes, it's in the typical Naturium packaging. It's that kind of off-white beige plastic, recyclable plastic, which is awesome. It has a flip top with a controlled opening, so it does dispense just the right amount. You can shake it out drop by drop or get a good splash if you give it a little squeeze. So it's not a particularly air or light sensitive formula, so it doesn't need to be super protected. I think the packaging works just fine, and yeah, not much more to say about that. The texture is slightly thicker than water. It's not quite a serum level, but it's like fat water, if you will, and does a good job of spreading thin across the skin. It's just nice because I can layer a few times in my problem areas, like around my eyes where I have some hyperpigmentation, without feeling like it's heavy or gonna clog my pores or anything like that. It also makes it easier to layer other water-light textures over the top of it. Once it's absorbed, it really doesn't leave any film on your skin. It just leaves you ready to go for the next step. Speaking of next steps, this would fit in, you would want to cleanse. If you're going to use a toner, you would do that first and then use an essence, and then move up to more serum textures and finally a moisturizer. You always want to be wearing an SPF during the day. Anytime you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, it's so much more important that you're doing that because the sun is very strong, even if it's just to and from the car. You're not going to win that battle. So protect yourself from the sun with big hats, nice glasses, protective clothing, and of course SPF. I know some of you get bothered when I say that in every single video, but I really don't care because it's so important, and you might as well not be spending your money on all this if you aren't going to wear a sunscreen. As far as performance goes, I am not a great person to ask because it has done a good job of helping maintain and even minimize a little bit of the dark spots, but I'm also trying a million different things and rotating through them. I gave this a good probably 2 months of use, but I was also using other things along with it and trialing things and trying a new sunscreen, which I will tell you about because it's amazing. And I had it lasered, so the dark spots that bother me, I had them lasered a couple of times, and I've been using a hydroquinone off and on appropriately. So I use a lot of things, but I feel like this is a good maintenance product. I don't think you're going to see life-changing results from a 1% alpha-arbutin. If you really are just starting your pigment battle, I would start with something like the 2% serum that they have, or work in some other more aggressive ingredients. On that note, you just generally want to be using a number of different ingredients when it comes to dark spots because they're just such a beast to get rid of. Alpha-arbutin is a good way to go for a lot of it, but we're finding out more and more about we want to inhibit tyrosinase, which is the enzyme that helps make melanin. But there are also some ingredients that we're finding actually inhibit the transfer. So your skin makes the melanin and the melanin molecule needs to get onto the keratin, so your actual skin cells. There are a couple molecules that inhibit that transfer. So if you're slowing down the amount of melanin that's being made and you're inhibiting its ability to stick to skin, you're getting to a better and better spot and getting better resolution of dark spots. You should never count on 100% resolution of dark spots. Even with lasers, it's just not doable. Once you've pissed off the melanocyte, which is the little guy that makes melanin and makes dark spots, it's really hard to turn it back off. You just really have to focus on continuing something that's going to suppress it, like arbutin, hydroquinone, licorice root, kojic acid. Vitamin C helps with that. A good retinoid is a great way to inhibit that. So yeah, you need to maintain that battle as well as wearing sunscreen to prevent any further irritation and preventing trauma to your skin. So not picking at acne lesions, not popping your pimples, not doing super crazy deep acid peels because that can also harm your skin or just piss it off enough that it's gonna make more melanin in response. Melasma is an even worse beast than that. I will one day do a video on it, but just know that be nice to your skin. That's the best way. If you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, focus on the long haul, keeping your skin healthy, happy, balanced, not overdoing it with acids, not overdoing it with actives, but finding a nice routine that you can keep to every day, all day, for the foreseeable future, okay? Hang in there. I'm right there with you. It's been years that I've been dealing with these, and it will continue to be a battle. We'll be in it together. As far as value goes, it's a really good value. It's a good essence. It's a good product. It's gonna be hydrating. It's gonna be soothing. It's well balanced. It's an effective delivery method for alpha-arbutin. It runs $16 for 4 fluid ounces or 120 milliliters. It's a good package. It dispenses it well. It's pleasing to use. It's no muss, no fuss. If this is the beginning of your pigment battle, I would try something a little bit stronger and use this more for maintenance or use this to augment other more active ingredients. But this could also be a great starting point. If you don't have a lot of hyperpigmentation, you might as well start something like this to inhibit, because preventing is a lot easier than turning back the clock, especially on hyperpigmentation. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the views. I didn't realize how many people had subscribed while I was on my little hiatus, so awesome. Thank you for telling people about the channel. I take that to mean that you guys enjoy the content. If you are interested in more reviews like this, you can check out the playlist QuickTake Reviews. If you are interested in hyperpigmentation as a whole, let me know that with a comment down below. Let me know what your particular case is, what you've tried, what's working, what's not. And yeah, I want to build a little series on hyperpigmentation because it's something that a lot of people are dealing with and it's such a beast to deal with. Until next time, take care.